Welcome to the deep dive. Today, we're cutting through some of the noise around AI.
Yeah, there's a lot of it.
We want to focus on the reality, how it's actually being integrated, the practical stuff, but also, the big ethical questions.
Exactly.
Our mission is to pull together what the sources are saying, really focusing on this idea of AI as augmented intelligence.
Not just replacement.
Yeah.
That's key.
Right.
And that framing, it's essential because
Yeah.
the sheer amount of data, it's just overwhelming now.
How overwhelming are we talking?
Think about it. 44 zettabytes by 2020. That number's probably way higher now.
Wow.
And the sources say 90% of that was created in just the 2 years before 2020.
90% in 2 years. Humans can't process that alone.
No way. Impossible. So the strategy has to be using machines for speed, for volume, to basically amplify what humans can do.
Not supplant them.
Not supplant them. Amplify them.
Okay, so let's unpack that. Where do humans and machines really work together effectively?
Well, AI is brilliant at volume, speed, repetitive tasks. Think data entry, report generation, that kind of thing.
Rule-based stuff.
Exactly. But how does that actually play out in the job market? Are we seeing jobs just disappear?
That's the big fear, isn't it?
It is, but the projections, they tell a slightly different story. Maybe 300 million jobs affected, yes.
That's a huge number.
It is, but listen to this. Only about 7% expected to be fully replaced.
Only 7%. So what happens to the rest?
The vast majority, something like 63%, are expected to be complemented by AI, augmented.
So it frees people up.
Precisely. For the things AI can't do. Complex decisions, ethical thinking, abstract problem solving.
That collaboration sounds powerful, especially in, say, high-stakes areas, like healthcare. Generative AI there. What's really moving the needle?
Okay, two big things stand out. First, synthetic data.
Synthetic data, meaning fake data.
Sort of. Generative AI looks at existing anonymized patient records. Then it creates totally new data sets. These new sets act like real clinical data statistically, but crucially, they're not linked to any actual person.
Ah, so you can train AI models with it?
Exactly, like models to spot early signs of sepsis, maybe?
Yeah.
And you can do it while staying compliant with privacy rules, like I pay in the US.
That tackles a big regulatory headache. But wait, does synthetic data raise validation issues? Can we trust it captures real-world subtleties?
That's a valid point. And that's where humans absolutely have to stay in the loop. Constant oversight, auditing against real results. It's not set and forget.
Okay, makes sense. What's the second big healthcare application?
Clinical documentation. This one's huge for doctors.
Burnout is a massive issue there.
Right. So large language models, LLMs, can listen to a doctor's dictation and draft progress notes.
Draft them automatically.
Yeah. And the studies show this saves doctors, on average, 3.3 hours a week.
3.3 hours. That's a lot of time back.
It's significant. More time for actual patient care, less time on paperwork.
Okay, efficiency gains are clear. But let's pivot to the friction. The ethical side, algorithmic bias.
This is critical.
It's not theoretical, right? When AI learns from our flawed past data, bias gets baked in almost instantly.
It's pretty much unavoidable at the start because AI learns from our history, our data.
Which contains our biases.
Exactly. Two main types keep cropping up. Selection bias. The data just isn't representative.
Like training facial recognition mostly on one demographic.
Precisely. And then there's confirmation bias. The AI accidentally learns and reinforces old prejudices because it's just optimizing based on past patterns.
We have some really stark real-world examples of this.
Unfortunately, yes.
Like the Amazon hiring algorithm, that's a famous one. It learned to penalize resumes with words associated with women's groups.
Because it was trained on historical data where men were predominantly hired for tech roles, it learned the wrong pattern.
And there's a broader impact too, right? The disparate impact on the workforce.
Yeah, that's a worrying trend. Roles more often held by women, admin, office support, education support.
They're seen as more easily automated right now.
According to some analyses, yes, leading to potentially 21% higher exposure to automation risk for women compared to men.
Wow. Okay, so if bias is kind of inevitable in the training data, how do we even begin to fix this? What are the strategies?
Well, the sources are clear. It's not a one-time fix. It's ongoing. It demands commitment, meaning diverse teams building the AI in the first place, actively working to make training data representative, and regular, transparent audits.
So constantly checking and adjusting.
Constantly. You have to actively hunt for bias and correct it.
Okay, so AI has immense power, but also these deep ethical challenges. What about its limits? Where does it just hit a wall? like emotionally?
Emotional AI or EAI. It's fascinating tech.
Can it actually feel or understand feelings?
It can detect patterns,
Wow.
analyze voice tone, text patterns, and simulate an emotional response. It can seem empathetic.
Simulate, but not actually feel.
Correct. Our sources are firm on this. EAI lacks consciousness. It doesn't experience love or joy or real humor.
Humor's interesting. Why is that so hard for AI?
It's just too dependent on shared context, culture, nonverbal cues. The why behind a joke is often subtle and deeply human. Current models can't really get that nuance.
So that really sums up the paradox, doesn't it? AI gives us incredible power, speed, efficiency.
Unprecedented levels, yeah.
But humans,
Yeah.
we have to provide the ethical compass, the empathy, the creativity to make it work responsibly.
Absolutely. The judgment layer is human.
So as people listening look to bring in new AI tools, what's the practical advice?
Structure is vital. First, know your business needs inside out. What problem are you actually trying to solve with AI?
Don't just grab the shiny new tech.
Right. Then start small. Pilot programs. Test, learn, gauge effectiveness before you go big.
And support the human teams.
Non-negotiable. Continuous training, support, helping people adapt to working with the AI.
Okay, so pulling it all together,
Yeah.
what does this really mean for you, the listener, as you integrate these tools?
Building on that bias point. Even if an algorithm is technically accurate, using it ethically requires constant vigilance. You need what one source called an ongoing framework for discovering and guarding against AI bias.
A framework, okay.
So the final thought, the question you need to keep asking is this: how will you ensure that the data feeding your AI and the people building and managing it truly reflect the diversity of the population you serve? That's the ongoing challenge.